to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause, we doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel, and thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Man Talk Mondays in the house once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's on.
What it do?
Hey, man, what it do? Good and full, man. Thanksgiving just passed. It was nice, man.
It was all that.
It was all that, man. How about you, man?
It was good, man. It was good. It was really good, man. Food, and more. We always cook too much food, man. We always have, when everybody get ready to leave, we're like, okay, everybody take plates and stuff, and we still have a whole bunch of food. I always have way too much food left, man.
Right. I'm Derek, the thought engineer, with my man, comedian John Yogi. This is Man Talk Mondays. We want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Like we just said, I don't know if you had it like we did, but it was some good eating going on.
It was some good eating, sir. Yes, it was, sir. Yes, it was.
Let me just remind everybody, this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to participate in the conversation. Now, how you do this, all you have to do is go to the comment section, drop your comment, drop your question. We can see this, and this is how you talk to us, right? But we want to hear from you, so you're part of the conversation. Before we get into all of that, we got a good one for you. But before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, Man Talk Monday News.
This is Man Talk News, special holiday edition, with your host, John D. Blackman. And tonight's top story, just how long is too long? You know, over the holiday period, we had some people to come by the house that stayed for a day or two or three or four. And after a couple of days, you know, you only can smile and say Happy Thanksgiving for so long. After that third day, my cheeks was hurting and I was tired and I was ready to get my house back. You know, my wife told me, she say, honey, you can only leave the ham out for a day or so, and then it starts stinking after that. Well, my attitude starts stinking because you've been here for 4 days and you still got 2 more to go. This ain't no bread and breakfast. What are you doing? You ain't making up no bed. You ain't helping out. You ain't doing nothing. You are relaxed now. Now that you are relaxed, I am relaxed. I want to walk around the house naked. I want to walk around the house and do what I normally do, but I can't do it. What's wrong?
I'm looking. I can't see.
Well, go get your glasses because you bothering me.
I'm not. Finish this.
You bothering me. You bothering me.
Wrap it up.
Cause you can't.
Wrap it up.
Okay, do it again.
Wrap it up.
Do it again.
This has been your man, John D. Black.
Come on, baby. All right.
No.
I'm gonna do it quicker. Come on, do it again. One more
With your
time.
news
One more
tonight.
time. One more time.
Bye. Sign off.
One more time.
This has been your man.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? You don't even think they know that.
This has been your man.
You talking about I ain't doing it no more. I ain't gonna do it no more. That's it for me. I'm tired today.
Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen,
D.
John D. Black would get punked by his cameraman.
Hey, D, that was the first take.
First day. Cameraman say it's holiday time. You ain't be taking them all the time.
Oh, that's funny. No, boy. Good help, hard to find.
Don't forget people like, share, subscribe. You like what we doing? You like listening to Man Talk Mondays? Make sure you share with somebody, right? Subscribe to our podcast. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Spreaker, Overcast, Bullhorn. We're on a whole lot of platforms, right? So just go check us out. Go listen to us. We got some great shows out there.
Tell somebody.
Great shows. We talked about step parenting. We talked blended families. We even talked about Limp Conversations. You can just listen to the Limp Conversation series alone, man, and that'll bless your soul. Yes, it will. Bless your soul. Make sure you catch us also. We on TV, baby. We are on TV. Catch us on Roku. You can watch us live, or you can go back and watch past episodes on Roku on the BS3 TV channel. That's BS3 space TV. Got to put the space in there. You want to find it. Got to put the space in there. All right, but you can catch us on your TV. You can sit on your couch with your coffee or whatever, and
whatever your drinking choice is. Kool-Aid, whatever it is, Kool-Aid, a little something in the Kool-Aid, whatever it is.
Yeah, but go back and check us out. We got some great content. Some
but
great stuff.
But most importantly, we talk to you about you. We talk to you about you and what you need to change in order to be a better person. All right?
Yes.
So tell somebody.
Yeah.
Tell somebody.
Yes. We always want to be better people. That's what we're striving for. To make the world a better place.
Because some of y'all some knuckleheads.
And this is coming from two reform knuckleheads. So we can speak on this.
I'm still a part-time knucklehead.
You still dibble and dabble, huh?
Okay.
I can respect that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into our segment we call Man Talk About It. We got some things that's been going on in the world that we want to just chat about. Don't forget, part of Man Talk About It, we can talk about your situation. You got something that's going on in your life that you want us to chime in on. You want some perspective. You just want some perspective. We can give it to you. So send us your email. Email us at mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. Send your email to mantalkmondays1@gmail. Go ahead.
Can I just say something? Now, you calling me does not qualify for sending the email. We get people all the time calling us want to do Man Talk Monday over the phone. You calling does not qualify. We will help you, but it does not qualify. And it don't hold the same weight. Because you know what? You could actually help somebody else with it.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking. Somebody else could be going through the same situation. You never know who you could help by just telling your situation. We're not going to tell your name, right? We ain't going to put your business out. We're going to put your business out. We're not going to put your name out there, right? But make sure, let us know, and we can talk about it. Email us to mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. All right. Man, talk about it. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now, Ahmaud Arbery has received justice.
Man, I was scared, brother. I'm not going to lie to you. I was scared, brother. I was scared. Go ahead.
I got to be honest, man. I held my breath for a minute because I was wondering, because I don't know, man. My faith in the justice system in this country is not, I don't have a lot of faith in the justice system.
I got faith in the justice system like I did when my daddy left. And he would tell us he was going to come back to get us on that Saturday. And we'd be waiting outside and waiting outside and waiting outside. He ain't never come out. But faith was kind of shaky, D. I ain't going to lie to you. It was kind of shaky. It was a little shaky.
Right before they read they read the verdicts. Right before they read it, man, it's like all the oxygen. I was sitting in the room by myself watching, and I'm like, all the oxygen was out the room. It's like everything was just quiet, man. Because I was like, please, you can't blow this one.
Well, I guess the crazy thing about it, D, is when you think about it, I almost expected him to get off. And see, that's the sad part of it. Is you don't even expect the justice system to do right now. You can't let me down because I don't have no faith in you no more. And so when they do what they're supposed to do, then
Right.
you're like, wow, well, maybe I should, maybe there is some help that we can still get. Maybe there is maybe it does work like it's supposed to sometimes.
Right, to give you some kind of hope. There's some kind of hope. At least send a message to say, running down a person, a black man, and killing him because you don't like him being in your neighborhood and you think he's not in the right place or whatever, this is not acceptable.
Oh, but you had deep, but there's no way. I just don't think there is no way they could let him off because there ain't a. Let me see how to say this. There are a lot of white people that don't want other people in their neighborhoods, and if you give them a cause to act a fool with other people because of it, brother, it's gonna be tough out here in these streets, brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's enough to deal with a government, but when you got regular citizens performing their own brand of justice, and if they get away with it, because this is what we've seen over the years, and it's just good to see some kind of justice come from such a tragedy, because it was a tragic situation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And tragedy, unfortunately, has struck another young black man, but I'll have to say it was because of his own doing. So, former NFL player, ex-NFL player, Stacy, arrested for domestic abuse.
Oh, did they arrest him? Oh, they got him?
They got him.
I didn't know they had him. Last time I heard they were looking for him.
Bruh, they didn't have to look long. Did you not see the video? Oh, they were gonna find him.
He did her bad though. And see, I felt like she kind of set him up. I don't know if you can set nobody up to whoop you, but she was just so calm. Oh, Zach, don't throw me off of there. Zach, you turn up the apartment. Zach, she was just too calm.
Throughout the whole. I didn't hear no. Somebody help me!
None of that.
Like it's a little way too calm.
And the cameras was placed just right for her to see.
Perfect. I mean, I just
and everywhere, with everything he used her to touch everything in that apartment, in that house. From the TV to everything, the little thing in the corner, he just used her to touch everything in there. The cameras were placed perfect. I'm like, dude, you being set up. You being set up. Stop it. You being set up.
But like she knew what he was gonna do. She knew already. That's what you set up the cameras because you know what a person gonna do. But let me ask you this: where do black men typically go when they get in trouble?
To their mama house.
That's exactly where they found him. This is where they found him at his mama house. Listen, that's where we go. That's
where we go. That's it. We're going to my mama. I'm going to my mama house. I'm gonna be over there. And they say he was trying. The last I heard, he was hiding out. They couldn't find her because she was on TikTok talking about, I thank y'all for all y'all support. They still looking for him. Now again, she was an ex. I'm not saying that it excuses his behavior, but sometimes you got to choke somebody.
Send your letters to Yogi.
Let me say that he did do it wrong. Listen. No excuse.
He was responding to Cheryl. Cheryl said that doesn't excuse his behavior. Right. Nothing excuses that type of behavior. We listen. We do not endorse domestic violence of any kind. We don't endorse that.
So put your letters up, put your pens down. We don't need y'all outside deeding them house, picking in and none of that. We don't need none of that. We don't need none of that.
I'm sending to your house. That's what I'm sending. I'm sending to your house. Ben say that was the worst. That was worse than abuse. What Stacy did. I thought it was a clip from WWE when I first saw it. I thought.
But I'm gonna say this: she was a trooper though. I ain't never seen nobody get touched like she did and kept jumping back up. I was like, girl, just lay on the floor.
Lay down. We're like, where your corner man to throw the towel in or something. Because you don't want no more of that.
But it was like did she not keep getting back up? She kept, no matter what he did, I'm like, stop getting up. Stop. Just play like you heard or something.
Yeah. Bruh, he listen.
He did
he messed up so bad. He messed up so bad.
Yeah, he did, man. He did. Hey, because you know what, man? You can tell him all day what he did to you, but if you can go to a tape, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Oh my goodness. Roll that beautiful bean footage. It's over. It is over for you.
Yeah.
I know
it was a white girl, D. It's over.
Yeah.
They're gonna throw away the key, brother.
Oh yeah. He lucky they don't do public lynchings no more, because he could be a candidate, brother.
Bro, they might well send him to jail in Mexico. They don't never hear from you no more.
Right.
Bro, he in the world of hurt, brother. He in the world of hurt.
That's around. They bring back public hangings for that, brother. But yeah. Listen, fellas, keep your hands to yourself. I don't care what they call you. They call you a punk. They call you soft. They call you beta, whatever. Call the police if she get out of hand. Do not take the law, like I said on People's Court. Do not take the law into your own hands. You take them to court. Call the police.
Call
you don't want them type of troubles. Speaking of trouble, my man Kanye West. Everybody knows Kanye and Kim. They split. They broke up. It's over. But Kanye, doing a prayer during Thanksgiving, expressed he wants his wife back. He wants Kimye back.
I'm not laughing.
He realized that he messed up, that he should have been more the priest of his house, and all of this. He said this, by the way. He said the priest.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said it was my responsibility to be the priest of my home and all this kind of stuff. But he was like, so yeah, he put it all out there, man. He's like, man, I want my family back.
Yeah, but man, I don't know, D. I get it. I guess I get it. But in the moment, okay, what happens that in the moment you don't see this in the moment though? Where you at where you always got to see when you by yourself? It's amazing how you can come to yourself when you by yourself.
Oh man, what's that? You never miss your water till your well run dry.
Brother, he had them hawks walking around that house, brother. He better. Again, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. What could have been going on in the house? Because it ain't no money. The problem ain't the money.
No, it's clearly not money. Or could it be? Sometimes you can have too much. You got too much at your disposal.
Well, the problem is, I think, again, we think money gonna make us happy. When we gotta like each other, when we gotta be able to talk to each other, what if we don't really like each other? Well, the money is gonna put a mask over that, because they got clearly too much money to be unhappy about anything.
Right. My producer said then she turned around the next day to my Kim. Kim turned around the next day and went to breakfast with Pete. I don't know who Pete is, but it ain't Kanye.
Well, Kim always got somebody on the line waiting.
Oh, brother.
Hey, matter of fact, when you start acting up, she go ahead and call them then.
Oh, I've been informed it's her new boyfriend already. You got the boyfriend, Pete. Pistol Pete, what they call him, Pistol.
Pistol Pete.
Pew pew. Pistol Pete. Her new dude.
Well, see, relationships to them ain't like they are to regular people. Because before they actually divorced, he probably was out of the house, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Peter had to come up missing.
Gotta take that family back by force, boy.
No, what is this, man? What is this?
But here's the thing. Some point during the marriage, you messed up. You messed up. Things didn't get that way for no reason. She didn't become your ex-wife for no reason. There was something that transpired, something that happened. And this is why you sitting over here supposed to be praying for Thanksgiving dinner and you begging for your wife back.
You supposed to be praying over the turkey and the yams. And you come out.
Justine, do you know what I mean? Anybody, there's a Cosby reference for anybody that remember that. Theo lost his girlfriend. Tonight, in honor of Mr. Kanye, we talking about X for a reason. X for a reason.
I think the difficulty about talking about exes is because we talk about them in past tense, and we always seem to think about them in a light of it wasn't as bad as I previously thought it was. Because you're not in it anymore.
Yeah.
It don't ever be as bad when we reflect back as it was we was in it.
Monique say, yes. I got to say it just like she put it on here. Yes. The other side always seems greener until you get over there in that dirt. Why does this dirt look like green grass before we hop over here, though?
Because it's what you don't have. It's what you don't have. And we are, a lot of times, we are enamored by what we don't have. And more or less, than somebody else has it.
Can I just put a pin in this right quick? My brother said in amber. That's what I'm talking about. Coming with the words.
I'm trying to be robust tonight with my words.
But no, you're absolutely right. And I tell people all the time, I don't think it's necessarily that we see the grass is green. It's just we despise the grass that we in, to the point that anything look good.
Well, that's true. But I think that the issue here is when somebody, it's like having a dog. No, never. Scratch that. That's not. I think we get used to people that we with. We get comfortable with them. And the longer we're with them, the more comfortable we get. And then it's just like Christmas at your house. When you give your kid a shiny new toy, you play with that toy until he gets something else. And then when he gets that toy, he don't play with the other one as much. That's how we do in relationships a lot of times.
Oh wow.
The person showing you the attention at the time is the one that you give the attention to. Yeah.
Clint says it's greener, but there's a $2,000 water bill. Yeah, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for it. You're going to pay for it. I don't think people really count the cost. I don't think we count the cost at all.
Because all we can think about is what we want in it.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had a girlfriend back in the day. And I was dating this other girl. And she was like, oh, he's not feeling me like that no more. And so she did everything she could to get me back. And then once she got me back, she treated me like the dog that I was, D. She dogged me out. She made me pay for the mistake that I made by coming back to her. Because I couldn't go back to where I came from because I had messed that up.
Oh yeah, you do that.
There is nothing good comes out of when somebody's your ex going back to them because you know who they are. Why do we forget who they were? They exes for a reason. If it was gonna work out like it was the first time, you would have still been with them, D. Tell me why.
Because I mean, you just said it. Relationships, and this is what we don't prepare people for. Relationships get to a point to where all of the newness wear off. That new smell for the relationship is gone. It don't smell like you just bought it anymore. And now you realize you got something that you got to maintain. You got something that you got to actually put work into. You got something you got to actually take care of. And once that comes into play, if you ain't up for it, the challenge of keeping up with it, then now it becomes a burden to you. And I don't know what it is, man. It seems like you said, you forget how much trouble you had with that ex.
What? Well, see, there you go.
Oni said it is a soul tie.
There you go. There you go. So perhaps it's supposed to be difficult to shake that ex.
Oh, now you bringing out a little different caveat to this. So you say we're not really supposed to be able to shake that ex.
Listen, when that ex has shake that booty and let that booty do that duty, you ain't supposed to be. Dude, listen, man, D, it's a reason why we can't shake them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not supposed to be able to. Because if you could, how many would we be running through if we could shake them?
Not because that's a huge thing, man. I know I had a partner in college, man. One of my best friends in college. The minute a girl stepped outside of his thinking of what was cool with him, oh, he dropped her, man. He dropped her. I mean, quick, fast, in a hurry, he dropped it. And I'm like, dude, you can't just do that. You gotta spend some time actually trying to make these things work. But I mean, any little thing he would drop them.
Well, relationships like this, anytime, let me see, I can be in a relationship as long as I want to be. Because if I'm looking for a reason to leave you alone, you'll give me one. I just have to be willing to take the out when you give it to me. Because you're going to do something. You're going to say something. Because most of the time, women have slick mouths. And most of the time, they're going to say something to make us say either, I don't want to deal with you no more, or so they're going to give us an out, basically what I'm saying. Now it's up to us whether or not we're going to take it. We can make something this small. We can make something this small out of a molehill.
Yeah.
If we want to. But I'm curious about exes, though. If you have too many exes, you think something wrong with you?
I mean, at some point, if there's crime scenes everywhere, then you got to see who's always at the scene of the crime. If there's the same person at the scene of the crime and all the crime, listen, it's time to start examining that person.
See, my problem with exes is this, D. We don't learn from our exes like we supposed to. We
elaborate, if you will.
We drag that luggage with us, and we take those hurts and those pains, and we don't never stop after we end those relationships to say, hey, wait a minute. Let me stop right here. Let me get myself together so I can figure out, and what part did I play in this? Because most of the people that I have talked to in marriages that are divorced, they always say, I could have did more. I could have did more of this. I could have did more of that. But it kills me because why does it take it to be an ex before you learn from those things, though? You in it.
I don't think you can see for whatever the resentment you have, the frustration, the anger, and all this kind of stuff. I don't think people see past that. And then once that's removed, and now you're looking at it from more of an observer standpoint, you like, was that really that bad?
It's true. Yeah, because most of the time it's not. I used to have this girl, and she didn't ever cheat, but she was always flirt. She was always flirt with people. And what women don't understand about guys is, it's not that they want to feel like that nobody else can have you. Have your mind, have your heart, have your body. We want to feel like that. And
Yeah.
the minute you stop us from feeling like that, now you worthless to me now. I don't want you no more. Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. Clint said one thing about it. If you don't learn from it, then you will have to take the test again in another relationship.
Oh, cause it's coming. Oh, cause it's coming.
I remember in school, when I was in elementary school, we used to do a math test, and then the teacher would tell us to check our work. We would have to check our work before we turn it in. If we wanted a better grade, we have to check our work. People not checking their work when it comes to relationships.
Oh, that's good, man.
We don't check our work. We don't see, how did I handle this situation? Did I handle it the best way? Could I have dealt with this particular situation a little bit better than I did? And we don't do this while we're in the relationship. And it's not until we get out that we start doing this. And then now we like, okay, so maybe I can go back and fix this. But nah, you already blew it.
It makes me curious though. How many people have gotten out of relationships, and as soon as the relationship is done, you immediately think, wow, man, I missed it. I should have been doing more of this. I should have been doing more of that. Because most of the time in relationships, when we look back on them, most of the time we can always see what we could have did to make that work, to make that better. Most of the time. So I'm curious about what the audience, about audience and the audience and their exes. What if they learned from their exes, if anything? More importantly, what they learned about themselves doing those relationships.
Let me tell you, I learned a valuable lesson from my ex, and I gotta say, contributed to me being a better person. Actually, I was in college, girlfriend. I was a mess. I just put it that way. I was a mess, and as long as she was checking for me, as long as she was checking for me, I was fine. I was cool. You know what I'm saying? Long as she popping up and all this type of stuff, I was cool. Brother, the minute I walked by her one day and she just spoke to me casually, I was sick. I was sick.
Yeah.
Physically sick. I'm like, I wanted to throw up. But I tried. I was like, I gotta get back with her. I'm trying my best to get back with her. She had moved on.
Yes.
She had moved on by then.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me something. She said, just make sure you don't do this to the next one.
Wow. You know, that reminds me, man, I was in a relationship with this girl, and I had this other girl, and never mind. So she had taught me, right?
Why we scratching it? Why we
Where she had, you know, it's just funny how you just do anything. You don't really be thinking about what you do. You just gotta do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And she had slapped me. She had slapped my soul out.
Oh.
She had slapped me so hard to where I wanted to do her like that dude had did that.
You had to put the Zach Stacy on her.
But I, you know what? But I knew I was wrong. I knew I was wrong, and I knew I deserved it. And she looked at me and she said, "You bastard, I kill you."
Not like a death threat to back you up.
I said, "You know what? I'm done, son."
Cheryl said we don't give ourselves time to see and learn. We move forward before we detach from the past. Right. We do not deal with the residual. And I got relationship residue. That's what I call it. Relationship residue.
But you know why? You know why? Because we're under this. We don't want, first of all, we don't want to think about it. We don't want to be by ourselves long enough to have time to think about it.
That's
because
it.
We're already feeling the way about it, the breakup anyway, and then we by ourselves. So now I got to get with somebody else to free my mind from what I was. And this the crazy thing about it, D. You still attached to him anyway. Whether
Oh,
you
yeah.
with me or them or whoever, you still attached to them, whether you with somebody else or not. And is that fair? That ain't fair. That's not
No,
fair to nobody.
no. We watching Insecure the other day, and the main character, Issa, she trying to move on. Now she broke up with her main dude that she was in love with because he had got another girl pregnant while they was broke up. But they had got back together and try to make it work. Then they decided, it's probably gonna work. She with this other dude, they started getting intimate and she kissing him. She started crying. She started crying.
And D, the crazy thing about that, hint, thus, you're not ready.
Right.
You're not ready.
Right.
But what do? We fall off that horse and doggone it, we get back on it.
Broke leg, broke neck, and all. We get back.
You know what? Because being by ourselves represents something that we don't want no part of.
Ooh. You just said something right there.
Bruh, being by yourself represents that something is wrong with you. I look too good. It's got to be my fault. And it represents me in a mental place that I'm not ready to be in because now I'm able to be judged by me being by myself. Because everybody know I was with somebody last month. Everybody know I was with somebody last month. And now we're not together. Now I feel inadequate. Now I feel like something is wrong with me. Well, there may be something wrong with you. And now maybe that may be the time for you to figure out what's going on with you. But no, because we care so much about what people say about us, we're going to go and grab the first more Joe that'll be with us because we want to be with somebody.
And we got all this baggage that we dragging behind us. And here's the thing. It's a disservice for the next person to put up with the baggage.
I always say we want the best from other people, but we're not willing to bring our best to give to them.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, that's facts. Facts. I catch these videos every now and then where, you find this person talking about they broke up with somebody and then they got this revenge, new look and everything like that. And people start asking, why couldn't you be this person while you were with them? Why you had to wait? And now the revenge, now you got to be your best self when you're away from them.
Because it's how you perceive the other people, D. It's how you look, you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror because you too busy looking around at how people see you, man. We can never get past to how we are perceived by people and actually caring about it. Cause let me let y'all in on the secret. Don't nobody give a damn about y'all. People think about you all but 2 or 3 minutes and they go on about their life. People really don't care about you like you think they do. People really don't care about your relationship like you think. People don't care about you as much as you think people do or in your business. Most of the time, people don't care.
Well, I gotta disagree to a certain point.
All right, tell me what you got.
They care to the point that it becomes a distraction from their own mess. Because if you got something going on and they got something going on, they're going to talk about your mess rather than talk about theirs.
Yes. Okay. But now I still have a choice of whether or not I'm going to let that distract me, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you absolutely have a choice.
Because I went out and bought the biggest house I could afford. And when everybody was telling me how great I was the one where that book was on my back like this. That was me. That was all me. And when people stopped talking about how big my house was, I still had to pay for it.
Wow. Yeah. Where are you after everybody stop admiring how, they look so good. Oh, she looks so good. And then now you got to deal with all this other stuff that come along with it.
Well, the problem with relationships and more so the problem with exes, man, is when everybody stopped talking about it. You left to pick up the pieces. You left trying to put yourself back together when you don't when you've been fighting or the relationship has got really bad. Because let me tell you something, man. There ain't nothing worse than a relationship that has gone bad. There ain't nothing worse. Because you in it.
Yeah.
Day to day until somebody puts a stop to it. You in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing. expect relationships to go bad at some point. Just expect it. Whether it's life circumstances that happen that you aren't necessarily prepared for, or whether it's issues that you have that start surfacing at a certain point in time, relationships are going to go bad at some point in time. This is why they need maintenance. If they didn't need maintenance, then everybody just do one relationship, be done with it. But they require maintenance. Most people don't maintain anything. They just throw it away instead of keeping it. Monique says, I agree with John in that. You are not that important. To the question, revenge body / self. Some folks are in turmoil in the relationship. They are unable to be their best self. Okay.
Listen, when you get out of those relationships where you was with the guy that everybody thought you should have been with, where you was with the girl that everybody thought you'd been with, because I look back and when I remember this real fine girl when I was in high school. She's real fine too. Yeah. But but she had
for a minute there.
But she had a hickey on her neck when I met her. And so the longer I was with her, the more of herself she started. She was on the best behavior for me. But the longer I stayed with her, the more of her started to come out. She had a hickey when I met her. Duh. You know what I'm saying? But we get caught into making people. We want people to be who we want them to be, and we put them in this box. And when they not who we want to be, now we disappoint. I feel sorry. Fool. That wasn't ever meant to be no relationship anyway.
Cheryl says no one wants judgment, so people hide. No relationship is perfect, no matter how much you dress it up.
True.
Absolutely. My thing about relationships is because relationships require maintenance, you got to decide are you a mechanic? Listen, a fixer-upper ain't nothing to a person who can work on it. But for a person everybody wants turnkey. And see, here's the thing about anything that you take on, if you're going to have for any amount of time, it's going to require you doing some work. And if you ain't willing to put that work in, what do? You drop it and you go grab something else new. And next time you find yourself this chain of grabbing new relationships every now and then because you don't know how to actually work on one.
But ain't it okay then? So tell me what's the difference then when I got a fixer-upper and I'm fixing it up, and then we get to a point where we can't go no further, and now somebody else get to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I got this booger looking like a 67 deuce and a quarter, and now somebody else come along and they get to enjoy what I've done. What do we? Tell me what we do to make that. Why do I make that X if I'm fixing it up and everything is going like it's supposed to? Because you're fixing it up. If you're a fix upper, you go along with what makes you fix it up. What makes me say I ain't gonna be able to do it? I can't do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Now, when I talk about the fixer up, I'm not talking about necessarily the person. I'm talking about the relationship. The relationship has issues. Relationship has problems, but it requires some type of maintenance to deal with the whole relationship. Now, when it comes to that person, if you spend your time and effort and energy building somebody up for somebody else, and they leave and go to grab somebody else, that's on you. I think that's on you because
I don't know, man. It's just I guess because everybody that's your ex, at some point you thought they would have won. At some point you thought she is the one. She is gonna be Miss or he gonna be Mr. I'm just curious about because we have to admit that we made a mistake. If it don't work, we at least got to admit that, don't we?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Monique said most folks can change the oil or tire, but many can't put a transmission and a motor in it. Exactly. You got to know to what level of relationship you can actually maintain.
Whoa. Did that fool say a transmission?
Hey, man. Transmission take you out the game, boy. You got to be a specialist to do transmissions, boy.
All right, Monique, you ain't talking about putting on a belt, a brakes, a tire. You said a transmission, girl. That's a see, and you know what? You right, but you got to know that's what you can do. That's what you prepare to deal with when you go in,
Exactly.
because everybody can't deal with that.
So, how can you remind yourself that that person is an ex for a reason? What are some telltale signs that just when you start thinking, oh, but I miss her, and all this kind of stuff, and oh, I remember when. What are some things that to snap you out of it? How do you snap out of it?
Well, I remember if you are let me say this: if you are entertaining seeing your ex again, or talking to them, or being around them, it won't take you long before you're around them again, before you start remembering what it was about them that made you guys go south. It won't take long. If you pay attention to it, it's still there. It may be glossed over, but if you spend any amount of time with them, if she like attention, and that was the reason why y'all attention from guys, and you stay around her, she's gonna like that attention again. She'll do it while you're there. She did it before. She do it. It's still in her. You just got to be around them long enough to see it, and you have to have on the glasses to where you can see it when they do it.
Not the rose-colored glasses,
because we don't see nothing in them.
Yeah. You got to be, and I think because of emotions, man, we get our vision gets cloudy. We see what we want to see. And then when we fall back in that trap again, you're reminded she was too flirty. Yeah. He ain't changing, so just what you got to deal with. What about it? It's too physical. It's too physical, man. And listen, it's only so much a man can do to keep you from putting your hands on it.
Yeah.
I had an ex-girlfriend in college. Her parents used to fight. I didn't come from that. My mama didn't have men around us.
Yeah.
And so she felt like this is what we supposed to do. And I'm like, no, that ain't where I come from. Where I come from, I don't do all that fighting stuff. You know, throwing stuff at people, grabbing on me. Oh, no. We don't do that. We don't do that.
So how many times did she grab you up? Did you say, you know what? This ain't gonna work.
Oh, bruh. Bruh, I got some stories. I ain't gonna say them with you. I got some stories where, I mean, like one time it was lucky she didn't have fingernails. And it was lucky for me that she didn't, because she tried to dig into my face one time. I was like, no, what are you trying to do? She had no fingernails though. I was lucky, bro.
Wow.
Dude, like I said, when we look at it, I was a mess. I'll just put it that way. I was a mess, so I contributed to this whole, you know what I'm saying? But she liked to get physical. And I'm like, nah, we ain't doing all this fighting. My producer talking about whoredom. She gonna stop.
Well, you know it's funny. Now, the thing about being young, you can be a hoe when you young. At least you think you can in a way. If the person you with gonna let you do that, but most of the time, I remember I had met this chick from New York who I was scared of. Really, I was scared of her. I was scared. I was scared of her. But oh, you got a co-sign.
My boy Clinton. My boy Clinton, that's my boy from childhood. He know he was there at school. He was a mess. Yes, we were a mess.
But most people are. Most people are. But how can you be in a mess and not mess over something that's good? Or do you just learn from it? Or do you just learn from it next time?
Well, I would say this. Typically, how people become messes because it's the fear of being that person to get taken advantage of. I had some bad runs. I'm like, why this nice guy thing is not paying off for me? So why don't I be a butthole like everybody else? And the crazy thing is, the minute I start being a butthole, that's when somebody want to hold on to me.
But
that's a whole nother show, I know, man. But a whole nother show. But I say this often, women, what is it? What is it? Why do you love the buttholes?
Because he's a project, man. They want to change him. They want to change him. And then when they change him, they don't want him.
He done brought all these other girls around you and basically told you, girl, go somewhere, and you still run. Why do you still run him? You find the numbers, you find the text message, you find the DMs, and you still run after him. Why?
Wait, now let me tell you my New York story now.
All right, go tell you New York story.
I met this girl from New York when I was in the military, and she was putting her husband out. Now, when I say putting him out, I mean physically, was removing him from the premises. And for some strange reason, I thought, yeah, woo, yeah.
I love the way you put him out, girl.
I have never been so intimidated by nobody in my life, brother. Man, she would do everything about it was so rough. Everything about it was so, brother. And the way she talked, I was like, and she wouldn't let me leave her alone. She's like, oh yeah, I'll be over there later. I'm like, no, I ain't gonna be there. Oh no, you're gonna be there when I get there. And I was like, Lord, please, can you help me get out? Cause this brother, and see, a lot of times we want what we can't have, but then when you get it, you don't really want it. You don't really want like you think you do.
Yeah, you're right. Mika said, nah, John, my last project was in 11th grade. Clint says, I'm in on that. It was you and me both. Yeah, we was a mess. Melissa says, women are so used to buttholes. When we get a good one, we question if they are being sincere. I don't know that situation.
No. I gotta agree with it, D, because you know what? Because I'm trying to figure out why women don't know when they winning. I have always tried to figure that out. Why is it that when you get a good guy and he doing you well, y'all tipping around him the whole time? I've always tried to figure that out. But that's why. Because they experience so many buttholes. But again, that's what attracts them though. If you talk to them crazy and choke them out, here they come, they won't stop following you.
Because the question is, are they attracted to buttholes or are buttholes attracted to them? Are you attracting these guys?
Well, let me say this. I don't know if they're attracting these guys. Most of the time, men and women want first round draft picks. And when you've been a first round draft pick, because I met this girl named Shelly Brody when I shouldn't call her name. I met this girl named Shelly when I was in school, and she was so pretty. And I said, we was in third grade. I said, listen, I don't know who you with, but you're gonna be mine. And then her boyfriend beat me up at the end of the day, so she wasn't mine. But she was real bad, and she was the number one draft pick. Most of the time, people want number one draft picks, and number one draft picks are buttholes. You know why? Because they can be. Because they can be.
Yeah. Who watches this show, Married at First Sight? This one guy, he gets married to this girl, and she kept him at arm's length the whole trial period, because he was like, I don't do nice guys. I'm not used to nice guys. I'm not used to. And it's like people say you waiting on the other shoe to drop. Like, no, this is who he is.
Did he slap him? He should have slapped him.
Bruh. No, he held his own. He maintained. He ended up, you know what I'm saying? Things worked out. But why do you feel like you just sit up here waiting on the bad to happen?
Because you are still carrying baggage from your ex that you hadn't released yet. You hadn't learned that you and your ex were isolated incidents, or something is wrong, or something was wrong with you. You still dragging that baggage from them, and you trying to take that baggage and actually unpack it in your new relationship. And it ain't no draw for it because it don't go.
Yep. Ivan says they're definitely attracting the buttholes. He said definitely they're doing. Melissa says, in my current marriage, in the beginning, I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop because I hadn't experienced things going that great. Here's the thing about when things are going great. Let me see. Ivan says, remember what they say, nice guys finish last. And that's the thing. The thing we got to learn how to do as men is how to be. You can be the nice guy, but nice guy doesn't mean I'm a pushover.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where it gets lost in translation. But when you get somebody that you're not used to, it's not the person that you're waiting on. You're questioning your worth if you are worthy of this person.
Oh, that's good, dude.
It's self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going so good, it's bound to mess up. So you start picking fights, or you start getting real, you know what I'm saying, argumentative or doing something because you're like, it's going too good. It's called self-sabotage. And it's really a judgment on yourself. It's like, what do I do to deserve somebody this good? It's like it can't be. It's self-sabotage is what it is.
Oh, that's good, D. That's good. That's Or there we go. Final thoughts. It couldn't be more perfect because I got something to say about this.
Go ahead.
My final thought for this evening is perhaps things are going well because you ain't so slick at the mouth. Perhaps you're not acting the fool that you was acting in your previous marriages or your previous relationships. Perhaps you have learned that perhaps if I be a little bit more understanding and reasonable, that things might work for me. A lot of times, self-sabotage, it means you're only acting like you used to act. If you learn anything from your previous relationships, learn how to act. Learn how to talk to people. Learn how you should be. Learn how to act like a responsible man or woman. Then you wouldn't have some of the exes. Most of the time we act damn fools and we're trying to figure out why we got so many exes. Fool people, act like you got some sense. Act like you have learned something. And act like, more importantly, that you want to be with somebody and not be with yourself. Because every time you by yourself, you hate it. But then do better. Be better. Give that person what you want from them. And that's a better you. That's what.
How often and how soon we forget the madness, the craziness, the foolishness that we put up with in a particular relationship. Listen, if you're going to go into a relationship, learn something. Learn something about yourself. Learn something about who you are. People think that you develop apart from people. No, you develop in relationship with people because it's people who let you know who you are. It's people who let you put that mirror up to you so you can see things that you couldn't see about yourself. John was absolutely right. Be the best you can be. Sometimes that takes you getting around people who are going to be honest with you, who are going to tell you the truth about you, but you got to be grown up enough and mature enough to accept the truth. Be accountable for your actions. Then when the other person comes along, you're not the same person that they dealt with before. So that attraction is not the same anymore. The reason why that person is so pulling on you so hard is because there are still some things that are unresolved with you, not with that person, with you. And you haven't evolved to the point to where they don't carry any weight with you anymore. So do the work, evolve, change, grow, so you can move on to bigger and better things. And that's our King Speak for this week.
That's good, man. That's good, brother.
Wow, man, made sense.
Anybody think about you, man? Go anybody think about y'all. Get on out there.
Ivan says, right, don't mistake kindness for weakness. My kindness is my strength. Hey, man, John, go. You got to win in for a minute, though, man. You got to win in for it. I almost didn't do my King Speak. I'm like, man, those are the turns over.
Man, listen, don't nobody want to be by themselves, D.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, if I'm single, I want the best part of you like you wanted me. I say this all the time. Don't I deserve that? Don't you deserve the best part of me? So if we have had practice relationships in front of this one, you should be better after every one. You need to quit, girl. I told you. You need to quit.
At some point, you got to stop practicing. It's game time.
There you go. Exactly. You're right. You're right. You're right.
But we want to thank you guys for jumping on with us tonight. We appreciate everybody, all your comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, check us out, a podcast. Every week we put out a new one. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family about what's going on with Man Talk Mondays. If you like what we're doing. Also, we on TV. You can catch us on TV on Roku, BS3 TV. That's BS3 Space TV. You can find past episodes, and we go live every Monday on Roku. So make sure you check us out. Any final words, man, for the people?
Man, listen, man. I hope we have said something during this hour to help somebody. Because, you know, to be honest, that's all we really want to do, man, is help somebody. I know it may come across kind of harsh or brass. D gonna be nice to you. I ain't got no time for that. So I'm trying to help you get where you're trying to go as soon as we can get there. So, hey, man, we just want everybody to be happy in this thing called life, man.
Absolutely. Real quick. So I have a ministry, Overcomers Empowerment Ministries, and we broadcast on Monday night. I mean, not Mondays, but Sundays at 10 a.m. on Roku. So you can find us on Roku Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Overcomers Empowerment Ministries. So check us out. You got time on Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. Check us out. Where can they find you as well, brother?
Facebook, comedian at John Yogi. Instagram is John Yogi. YouTube is John Yogi. Let me see. Instagram is Yogi Lou. And y'all call me sometime. I'm playing. Don't y'all call me. Don't y'all call me. Y'all, that's where they can find me, man. Wait, got big things coming. Me and D both got big things coming in 2022. Y'all stick around. Y'all gonna be proud of you boys. Watch and see.
All right, we're gonna catch y'all next week. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.